New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time with some breaking news. We all saw that Mitchell Robison got a little bit banged up versus the Celtics. Well, Shams drops a bomb and reports that the Knicks say Mitchell Robinson will have left ankle surgery this weekend and will be reevaluated in 8 to 10 weeks, which means he's not going to be back in 8 to 10 weeks. He's going to be reevaluated in 8 to 10 weeks, so in my mind, I'm thinking more of like 3 months, because it's usually when they say reevaluated, that doesn't mean he's coming back that day. So this is brutal, bad timing for the Knicks. Mitch has been having his best year defensively so far. He's been in the defensive player of the year talks. He's been leading the NBA in offensive rebounding. He's one of the reasons why we are one of the best rebounding teams in the league, despite our lack of size in the front court and on the bench. And he's our steals leader. Our steals leader on the team, believe it or not, 97th percentile for all centers in steals. And I still feel like he's one of the biggest reasons we even lost to the Hawks in the playoffs last season. If we played the Hawks with Mitchell Robinson, not last season, but that season we made the playoffs when we came out of nowhere. If Mitchell Robinson plays that game, I think we win that game. So a huge loss for these Knicks, which means Isaiah Hartenstein will have to step up. Now, last year when Mitch was down, Hartenstein had to play, and he kind of got into his groove a little bit, and he was able to play a little bit better as the year went on, even though overall he was a -8 as a starter. But I think it kind of helped him get going. Now, the good news is this year he's been playing a lot better than last year. He got a lot of rebounds last game. I believe 16 rebounds for Hartenstein the last game. So we will be leaning on Hartenstein heavily. But there's a lot of questions now. So now we have Hartenstein to play that starting center role. Who will be the backup? Are we going with Jericho Sims to play the backup? Now, Jericho Sims, we haven't seen him in a while. There was a time when Jericho Sims played very well. And some people was even talking about, him playing better than Mitch. But then he regressed. He hasn't really played a lot of time this year at center, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But also, with Mitch being out for 2 to 3 months, Knicks might have to consider looking for another center, which kind of sucks at this time. So, I mean, there's a few centers that might be available, but you know how it is. You're not going to get the top-notch centers right now. You might get some bargain bin centers. You might look at some teams who's trying to, weren't going to resign some centers, and they're looking to make a move. You might have to look at those places, which kind of leaves us in a vulnerable situation if Jericho Sims does not work out. So I'm looking to see will the Knicks make a move, and I don't know, what do they do? We have Wiseman, who's on Detroit, who's not really getting any minutes. He's a reclamation project for sure. I can see him being very raw and driving Tibbs very crazy, but he is a long-term project. I don't know if the Knicks make a flyer on him. I don't know if maybe they look at Christian Wood over there at the Lakers, who's played some minutes for the Lakers, but also received some DMPs from time to time. So maybe he can be had on the cheap. I don't know. There's Olynyk over there in Utah, but you already know what it is. Danny Ainge is the devil. We do not like to make deals with the devil. Do not like to negotiate with terrorists. But the Knicks are behind the gun. Maybe if they put in that call for Olynyk, who can shoot threes and play make and give us something different at that backup center position. I don't know. The Knicks are in a precarious position, very precarious position. Listen, Mitch defensively cleaned up a lot for us. Defensively, we have been top 10 because of Mitch, And really, our perimeter defense was already struggling. We already see how it is to guard that 3-point line. It's been a struggle for us lately. But one thing we could count on is Mitch being able to intimidate guys at the rim, especially when you're not playing these stretch fives. When you're playing other traditional centers, Mitch has, for the most part, outplayed those traditional centers. So without him, it might be a struggle to keep afloat because that offensive rebounding rate has been critical for us, especially because we are about our echelon in the league in field goal percentage still. So that offensive rebounding rate was super critical. So do we stay afloat without Mitch? Does this deter our season? This is a big deal, guys. It's a big deal. Hopefully the Knicks can figure this out. Hopefully Hartenstein can really find his groove, give us something different. Maybe pass with him more at the foul line sometimes, maybe even stretch the floor and try to, shoot a couple more threes to give us a different look. But Hartenstein, it's your time to shine now. It is a next man up league, and it's time for Hartenstein to step up and be that big man that we need for the next 2 to 3 months. All right. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Are you worried about Mitch being injured? I definitely am. This injury like this can really derail the season. It really can. But hopefully these Knicks respond and we get rebounds, we get blocks, and we buckle down on the defensive end because we do not have that anchor. We do not have that crutch to rely on anymore. All right. That is the show. That is my quick breakdown. We will be back after every post game breaking down Knicks news and post games from here on out. That's the show. I'm out of here. Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big